with yeah, like this game's been out since December, I think, or was it? Yeah, something like that, right? December 6th, and I have 1461 hours. I had like I want to say 2,000 hours on PS4 version Diablo 2, and then like another 600 on PS5. But dude, I probably played 30,000 hours of Diablo 2 at least, like at least. I played the game for fucking 2 decades, you know? Like, and like as a kid, I would get home from school, I would play Diablo 2, I would go to bed, I would wake up, get home from school, play Diablo 2. Like that was it. That was what I did. Well, that and Warcraft 3. I played a lot of Warcraft 3 too. I was pretty fucking good at it. Like, I think if streaming was a thing then, I probably would have streamed Warcraft 3. See, that was one game I just couldn't get into. Dude, I tried. My buddies still play it. Like, like my real life buddies still play it, and they're still trying to get me to play it, dude. It's something I just can't get into, man. And just grind and oh no. Dude, I think I have stick drift now. My controller keeps snapping to the left. No, like it's never done that. And now like when I let go, it like goes back to the left. I just don't understand where it came. Okay, it's like not doing it so much now, but still kind of is. But well, yeah, I mean, I know about the dead zone, but like it's just weird that it's all of a sudden doing it. Like I wasn't even playing. I was going through my menu looking at how many hours I played fucking Diablo 2. Fucking Cletus still alive or what? Or did he leave? He left the party, didn't say anything? Cletus left the party without saying anything or what? Huh. Well, and like, he's, I don't know. Got a lot going on. Well, like, yes, and I don't even know if his grandma makes them pay anything, dude. Like, 'cause it's her son, you know? Like, I don't. It's been paid off for years. No, I don't know. It's just. No, it's the city. The city is telling them like, yo, you gotta clean this shit up. Well, but if you have a privacy fence up, sure, you can alleviate all that by putting up a privacy fence. But their house is literally like 20 feet from the road, and it's like a main road, so everyone just drives past it and sees it, and everyone in the city's complaining about it, so then the city has to fucking do something about it. Well, yeah, but it drives the property value down in the area because no one wants to live next to it. So the people trying to sell their houses can't sell it. And Yeah, well, people get real finicky about that type of shit, anyways. Like, I if you're like the homeowners associations, if someone's doing like work on a car in their driveway, they're like, oh, you can't do any work, uh, at your house. Like, this isn't a place of business. It's like, well, I can do whatever the fuck I want. Like, yeah. No, I mean, I don't know. For me, it's like I could understand if they had something going on there that was like, they had like a junkyard that they were running or like a scrap yard, but it's just a fuck ton of cans just sitting in the yard. Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, and I get that, but like I'm telling you, dude, if you've seen it, you'd be like, what the fuck is going on? Like, do they have a garbage route or do they just throw everything in the yard? Like, like they don't want to pay for garbage, so they just pile it up in their front yard, or and it wouldn't even bother me, but it's the fact that the city's going after them, and that the city has to go after my buddy's grandma because she owns the property, and it's not her fault. It's that way, and it especially bothers me because the person living there is her son. So you think he would respect his mother enough to not want her to pay thousands of dollars in fines and bankrupt her, and he would just get off his ass and clean it up, at least just like enough to get the city off their back, right? All they gotta no no no, they're just like junk cars. They run. They're just like kind of junk. Like they could just fucking park them in the back of the house. I don't know, dude. Yeah. Or if they didn't feel like cleaning it up, like I said, you can just put up a fucking property fence. You just put up a 6 foot tall property fence. Now no one can bitch. Because if you're on your tippy toes looking up over a 6 foot property fence, you're trying to look at it on purpose. So what the fuck are you looking at it on purpose for? Why does it matter if it bothers you? Don't fucking look at it. Like, I get it if you can't avoid looking at it, but motherfucker, I got a goddamn 6 foot fence here. Why are you looking at it? Yeah. I don't know. Like, I get what those guys are doing, but like, god damn, dude, I would be so annoyed if I was like a police officer that I'm just clocking in, doing my 9 to 5, not trying to be like fucking Captain Save-A-Ho or anything, and you get a call out there, and then you got to talk to this guy, and you get this fucking gigantic argument about it, and it, I don't know, because it's never like the cop shows up and asks a series of questions and it goes civilly. It's like the cop shows up and he's like, "What the fuck do you want, you stupid dumbass pig? I can say whatever I want, cause my fucking First Amendment," which I agree with. You can, but it's like, damn, dude, why you gotta be fucking hostile right off the rip? Like, you don't know if this cop was coming up to you to give you a free hot dog or something. Like maybe it's not even about you being a douche sitting out here filming people. Maybe it's not even about that. Like, but like you do you. Well, no, I mean that happens too. But like, dude, I see so many videos. It's like the cop will come up, and I believe me, I've done my fair share of jail time. I don't like cops either. I don't like the judicial system in general. But it's like the dude will come up and be like, "Hey, so what are we doing today? You out looking and stuff?" Like, "No, I'm just fucking standing here. I can stand here if I want." Like, okay, all right, cool. I don't know. Well, I mean, I get it. Yeah. Like, well, like, okay. So first off, imagine this, right? You're you're a police officer doing an investigation. And this actually does happen because look, I was at my probation meeting and someone who was on probation was actively talking in the main lobby with their probation officer on speakerphone with a detective trying to set this one person up to like meet them and get him arrested. So imagine I'm there filming and now I have filmed this confidential informant, their face. Well, I mean, they could become. You could film a confidential informant coming and going, and then, and and like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I get it. Yeah, I mean, and I mean, honestly, if you're gonna set somebody up like that when you yourself are doing dirt, then I mean, it is what it is. You live that life, do your thing, but couldn't be me. But whatever. I'm not trying to get killed. Yeah, dude, between the shield, the armor, and that belt, fucking juicy. It doesn't. Well, no, but there was this guy. Oh shit. No, that's not bad though. That's actually better than most people probably at that point. Oh, there you go. Storm runes. But there was a guy in my hometown who didn't have a license, but the cops would let him drive around, and they knew he was driving because he would like set people up that knew how to get drugs. You know, like they weren't a drug dealer, they just knew where to get them. Like, hey man, can you go get me a gram of coke? And then, haha, got you, drug dealer. And then they go to fucking prison, and this guy gets to drive his car around because he's got too many DUIs and isn't allowed to have his license. So it's like, yeah, fuck, like, yeah, yeah, like, dude, oh yeah, Joey Diaz is funny as fuck. Well, and she wasn't just like 20, she was like 25. You know, like you're halfway to 30, being going undercover at high schools, and like, of course, this fucking 15-year-old boy is gonna try to impress you and do shit that he's probably never done before just to try and make you think he's cool. Oh yeah, yeah, the old Johnny Depp. It's just crazy though, man. It's like crazy to imagine we live in a world like that. Especially when it's like over some fucking weed, bro. Yeah, yeah, I would say probably. Oh yeah, completely. I mean, that makes sense. No, but I'm just saying, imagine like you're in a briefing room with a group of cops, and they're like, okay, what should we be doing? Should we be going after child predators? Should we spend our resources that way? Or do you think we should hire a 25-year-old chick with big tits to go to a high school and try and infiltrate nerdy drug dealers to get them a dime bag of weed? Like, yeah, Oh, fucking. Probably tried to get him in trouble for organizing gangs. That, that sounds logical. That's so stupid. Right, right. Yeah, the implications of that is not good. Well, not, I mean, I am streaming and not to get too political with this one, but you heard about Dr. Jordan Peterson getting in trouble for that whole thing, right? In Canada, when, yeah, like, and everyone was trying to make it out to be like he was transphobic. It's like, dude, never in the history of ever has a country told you how you have to talk to somebody. Yeah, that is crazy bananas ludicrous. Right. It sounds like fucking China, bro. Well, but does it even matter? It seems like your guy, the prime minister or whatever, just like magically gets elected. Yeah, you ain't wrong. No, I mean, yeah, that's a point that's been brought up before. Oh yeah, yeah, yep. Well, it's like it's just, but imagine that, not and not stopping at like the vote, right? But let's imagine for a second it's like a female president, and she gets to send you to war that she herself would never, ever have to go fight. And not all, but most of the presidents in the history of the United States have served. Like a lot of them served. So like it's appropriate that maybe they get to make that call because they've been there, done that. They know what's going down, but I don't know. But you always see those women on that podcast talk about like oppression, and then when they bring up, the draft, they're like, "Oh, well, how's it my fault that I'm not allowed to go die for my country?" So wait, yeah. Well, the craziest one was I heard the girl make the argument that it's actually oppressive that women don't get drafted. That's why it's oppressive. Like, wait, what? Like, that's a privilege. What are you talking about? Like, no, they just like they want to keep us down by not sending us to war to die. Like, what? Well, yeah, and that's kind of the whole argument nowadays, right? Because the birth rates are way down. Most men have given like I seen a statistic, bro, and it was astonishing to me. They said something like 45% of men between, I want to say it was 18 and 25, have never approached a woman in person. Like, what? And there was this girl that did a whole analysis over like the female psyche in dating nowadays, and she basically made it out to be like uh, it's because of women that they don't do that. Because why would you want to like go and put yourself out there and then get like filmed and called a creep because you approached somebody? Mm-mm. Wow. Probably just banned them from going outside. Oh, well, that makes sense. Modern problems, modern solutions. And left. Well, dude, it's crazy.
Alone was I to feel the form your blade forced upon me.
Bro, but like this lady I was telling you about, she like does a reaction of women like dating strategies of them like hitting up a man and saying, "Hey, like this was the most extreme." Well, here's two examples. This girl said, "Hey, I seen you where we have like psych class or something together, and I thought you were really cute, so I got your number from your friend." And he's like, "Okay, from who?" And then she's like, "Yeah, Justin or whatever." And he said, "I'm sorry not to be rude, but I'm just not interested." And she's like, "What do you mean you're not interested? What are you, gay? Like, man, you don't deserve me anyways. I wasn't even really interested in you. It was more pity than anything. I was even talking to you. Like a second ago, you were so interested that you literally tracked down another human that knew him to get his number, and not like like that's crazy, bro." And then the other one was um this this girl said, "Hey, I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need you to delete my number." And the guy said, "Oh, I never saved it, so you're good. Don't worry." But or no, he answered, "Well, who's this?" And she said like, "Oh, I never saved your number, so don't worry about it." And she like went off on him, told him like, "I hope you die in a fiery car accident." And this shit like, wait, like, didn't you just say I needed to delete your number, but I
It won't
because I
change a
didn't
thing.
save it, now all of a sudden you're also mad? Like, what? Like,
An image traps how we see
I don't know.
ourselves. Break the image, break the trap.
Like, they're just, dude, there's just something fundamentally wrong with these people. Like, and it's like, yeah, well, that's true. But it's like, and I don't know, I was kind of like an asshole when I was younger. I didn't like up until probably 5 or 6 years ago. I did not treat anyone very well. Also, I was an active addiction and this and that, but I definitely used a lot of women. And in my recovery, I had, to go back and make amends. That's like part of the steps. And I'm saying my sorries and all this, and most of them were just like, "Oh, okay, like I don't understand why you're apologizing." Like, what? What? Because like it made me so much more attractive to them that I was a fucking objectifying, misogynistic asshole. Like it made them more attracted to me. But then they bitch about those same guys if those guys aren't interested in them. But they're actively attracted to that. Like go up to it, like for example, I was at a bar And dude, this place is fucking packed. Like you can't get a drink. You're waiting 20 minutes for a bartender. And this girl is standing at the bar waiting on a drink like right next to me. And all these guys just keep coming up approaching her, and she gives them the I have a boyfriend, I'm not interested, whatever, whatever, right? I just finally the bartender comes up, serves me my drink, and I just turn to her and say, "Damn, that's crazy." She's like, "I know, right? All all these thirsty guys or whatever." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I don't even get it, cause like you're all right, but I didn't. I just wouldn't expect you to get that much attention." And like, dude, this chick would not give up on trying to persuade me to like find her attractive. And the thing is, I found her attractive, but I knew by me saying that it was going to make me attractive, as opposed to me being like every other man and going, "Oh, you're so beautiful," this and that. She'd be like, "Ew, I have a boyfriend," pepper spray me and fucking dump her drink on me. Like, I guess I don't know. I just
Fight all you want. It won't change a thing.
oh yeah, yep, yeah, right, yeah.
There is no more wisdom to be had here. Only anger.
Oh, exactly. And like I just learned that through fucking trial and error. And that's why they call it having game, because like no one wants to be an asshole and act like that, like, but you have to in order, because that's what gets results. And men are problem solvers, right? So if you have a problem, I'm not getting laid and I want to get laid, you see the solution is this guy acts like an asshole and mistreats women and gets laid all the time. Then what do? You adapt, you act like an asshole and mistreat women so that you too can get laid. And before you know it, you have a whole society of men acting like assholes to get laid. And then women go, "Well, all men are the same." Well, that's because you created a problem and they created the solution. So you made it this way. Like, if you wouldn't reward bad behavior with opening up your legs, then men wouldn't behave bad. Because people only act like what they want. So, I don't know.
Fight all you want. It won't change a thing.
Yeah, and I don't know. That's like, it's perplexing because it's like they say, if you go to get a cheeseburger and the first five people in front of you paid $1, and then they're like, well, you gotta actually sit here for a month, and you're gonna pay $1,000, and in a month you'll get that cheeseburger. Not to compare women to cheeseburgers. I'm just saying, like, that's the analogy that they give on the podcast. And they're like, well, I wouldn't want that cheeseburger. Exactly. Like, if all my friends have already hit
Huge traps we
and
see
I'm
ourselves.
you
Break these.
see a future with me, so I gotta wait. But you'll just actively bang some dude that you know ain't shit, and then potentially get pregnant by this dude that you know ain't shit. And then you complain about this dude not being a stand-up guy when he's the father of your child because you knew going into it he ain't shit. So it's like,
Loath was I to
r-
endure the
really,
form your blade forced upon me.
I have I've never heard that. That's crazy. Well, yeah, I mean, that's the whole point, right? That's why it's like genetic, it's just genetic evolution for us. Like we, most men want a low body count woman because we've been trained that way by nature. Because before, like 1990s or early 2000s, you couldn't just go and get a paternity test like over the counter. You couldn't just walk in somewhere and be like, "Hey, I want to see if this baby's mine." Yeah, dude, you can just mail it in. You just you you swab. Yeah, you go get this packet. You swab your fucking cheek. You swab the baby's cheek, and then in a couple of days they give you the results. I don't know. I don't know how much it cost. It was free for me. I was in jail, and
There is no more
the
wisdom
state
to be
wanted
had
to know
here.
if the baby was mine. I already
Only
knew the baby was mine, but the state wanted to know because they wanted me to pay child support because my girl was getting government assistance because obviously I was in jail. So like she was missing half of our income.
break the image, break the prison. A cracked mirror shows only a fractured image.
Well, that's what the old infamous skit by Dave Chappelle saying like, well, if you can murder the child, I should at least be able to abandon it. like,
Fight all
like,
you
you know
want.
what I mean?
It
Like,
won't change a thing.
no, but right. That's crazy. I think that's a pretty valid point. I don't know that it would be like extraordinarily successful early, but I think over like a 20-year span, you would see the rate of sex out of wedlock go drastically down. Like obviously there's still going to be people that do it, that don't give a fuck, but like, no, not really. Yeah. Right, right, for sure, for sure. Right. Oh, of course, yeah, 100%. That's, they said, they said that the entire Earth's population is comprised of 40% of the male population's DNA. Only 40% of males to in today's standard ever reproduce. No, I mean, at all. Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah, just people just fucking up the average day, just on the daily, just like those that guy that filled his truck bed up with gas and like tried to drive it into a building. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Uh, from what I heard, he attempted to. I don't know if it was successful or not. I didn't read the whole story, but it's not the first. That wasn't the first time that's happened. Yeah, that dude is a fucking hero. I just found one of those too. Yeah, that's a really good one. I don't know this league honestly. I don't know what it's worth. They haven't been doing a lot of stat stacking builds. but I mean they're still good, so I would assume that they would be worth something. Matter of fact, I'm gonna hit these ones I got. And oh, I got one. Fixation of Yix. I got a unique, not the unique. Crit chance, crit damage bonus, attack speed, increased cast speed, reduced presence area of effect. That sucks. Let me see what this is worth. I'm probably gonna end up getting off here, brother. Um, yeah, it's fucking it's like 3:30 in the morning. Yeah, bro, you should be doing pretty good, I think, at this point with all these gear upgrades. Okay, this shit ain't worth Nathan. Oh yeah, hell yeah, man. Oh shit, I accidentally whispered that guy. He's got one of these amulets up for 2 mirrors, and the rest of them are up for like 1 exalt. Alright, man, you take it easy. Yeah, you too, man. We'll see everybody on the stream. All 2 of you guys. Take it easy. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and maybe like this video before I cancel it. You got like 5 seconds. Hurry up. Hit that like button. Later on, bro.